He's an NBA and G League champion, an all-star, a podcaster, a media guru. Some people call him Steady Freddy, others call him Frederico, and well, some might be calling him the president, the man, the myth, the legend, Fred VanVleet, joining us now. I'm going to call him Frederico. Yay!
That's right. That's right. Give applause around
Frederico. Thank you for joining us.
I appreciate that.
We know you spoke to our friends at Hello and Welcome recently, where you let them know you're recovering well after 12 weeks of getting surgery. We can't wait to see you back out on the court, but you have a hot new episode of Unguarded out today, your podcast that features your teammate, KD, Kevin Durant. Did you guys discuss his rap career? I have not had a chance to listen yet.
We did briefly. Not in depth. You know, the thing about interviewing your teammate is you still got to see him every day. So I had to walk the line of trying to put out a good interview, but like this is a guy I got to see every day. So there was definitely a lot of things that I didn't get to that I wanted to, but that's part of me learning how to be a journalist, I guess, or a podcaster. That still makes me cringe to say that I'm a podcaster. So I'm learning.
Me too, buddy. Me too. I'm 2 weeks into this journey, but it's just, I will let you know, this will be a very unique conversation that will be all over the place because when I've ever interviewed you when you're with the Raptors, I ask random things. So one of the first things I want to know is about you being the NBA PA president. Do you make anyone call you president?
No, I don't make anyone call me president, but if I feel a hint of disrespect, I will politely remind them that they are speaking to the president.
And just a sliver of disrespect.
Yeah, sometimes like if I don't answer the phone, my mom or my dad or somebody will call me and get mad at me for not answering their phone, and I just have to remind them that, you have to go through like the White House secretary and things like that. You can't just call the president on the cell phone. It's channels of communication.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, Mr. President, I mean this with all respect. This was one of my favorite moments of you as a Raptor. And I'm curious, with your new role, you got fined $15,000 for this. I'm going to say lovely gesture.
That's great.
Now with your new role, can you by chance reduce fines for amazing moments like this? And please tell me your teammates bring this up to you.
Yeah, I would love to. I think that there's definitely a place in our game for celebrations. I mean, listen, you get filled with emotion, big moments. I think that's a huge part of the game. So we're in constant conversations with the competition committee on how we walk that line a little bit, but it's a tough job.
How does the players feel about the president having his own podcast now?
I don't know. We'll have to see. It's still pretty early. It probably just depends on how well I can do speaking on things without throwing anybody under the bus, which is the hard part. So we'll see. So far, so good. I haven't had any complaints, so I'm taking that as a good thing.
Do you like being a podcaster? Do you like being on this side of the mic these days?
It's cool. You know what? Actually, in all seriousness, it's been a great outlet for me. A way for me to engage with the fans and community and just support the basketball world, the sports world in general, people that I need to kind of interact with that I haven't in such a long time, especially because I kind of changed the way I've viewed social media and interacted online and things like that. So it's been fun. It's a challenge, and I like challenges. I like learning new things and getting better, and it's giving me something to fill my time with since I'm not out there playing. I'm trying to find ways to keep scratching that itch, and this is one of the things I'm trying, and we'll see how it goes.
So who's the dream interview? Because, we put it on the board. We want to get Fred VanVleet on the show.
That's right.
But is it like, you want to go toe-to-toe with Adam Silver for the podcast, or maybe MJ? Like, who's on the dream interview list?
That's a great question. Yeah, I think I would – the problem I'm having right now is I only want to interview people that want to come on the show, because the way that it has to work is like you're going to have to want to do this show, because I'm not going to let you do the press run bullshit. It's like you're going to have to kind of sit down and have a real conversation. I'm going to ask you things that you probably don't want to speak about, and then it's up to you to be professional enough to answer it in the best way you can. So that's why we called it Unguarded, because it was like do the best you can. Obviously, nobody's trying to get canceled or lose their jobs over an interview or a podcast, but at the same time, like we get the same kind of stale generated, media press runs, and so I'm trying to do it a little bit differently, the best way I know how.
So I'm about to move back to Toronto from Vancouver to join up with my teammates. I got to ask you, now that you've been away from the Six for a couple of years now, what do you miss about Toronto? And don't say the minus 25 in February.
Yeah, it's crazy because I didn't really realize how bad the weather was until I moved to Houston. Growing up in Illinois, and then even Wichita was cold for 4 years, in the winter. But being able to like have breakfast and get in the swimming pool in December is a luxury that I didn't know existed. But the fan base, and not just like, oh, the fans are great, but like it's one of the best sports towns in the world. And the passion and the support and just the level of interest, it puts you on a huge platform as a player living in this city. And that's something that I miss a lot, because as much as we put into the game and our craft and trying to be great, I think that energy is reciprocated, from the fans. And that's not something that I can say is the same everywhere you go.
Listen, I want to just want to acknowledge Tristan Forbes, who's an equal parts director, documentarian, artist, business owner. Like, salute to Tristan for setting this up and helping you launch the Unguarded podcast. Now, about being unguarded, Freddie.
Mm-hmm.
You are at times guarded. And I like that at the beginning when Lindsay brought up the picture of you like holding gigantuan balls. You're like, you chuckled at that. So, okay, I know that the barrier's lower a little bit. So we haven't listened to the KD episode yet. Salute to getting KD. But Lindsay mentioned something about music. So I want to take you a couple questions about music. I know that you love music, and we all four of us here in this conversation love music. What is the last album, or if not the last one, what's the first one that you can think of that has no skips? And I can give you a couple to help jog your memory, but if you have one off the top of your head, the first album that comes to mind, or the last album you listened to that was no skips.
Damn, that's a great question. For me, you gonna make me pull out my phone. Dang, music with no skips, a full album. I don't know, man. This Wale album is pretty good.
Very good, bro. He's in his bag, bro. He's in his emotional bag. It's like he just went through. He said he meant he got a divorce.
Yeah. The only Afrobeats part comes on at a weird time, so that definitely got skipped like the first time through, because I was just trying to hear the soul samples. But man, that's a heck of a question. I don't know. I had to think about that. The last album. What you give me some examples.
Okay, so these are iconic albums to me that have no skips. Confessions by Usher, the Black Album by Hove by Jay-Z, When I'm in My Alternative Bag, OK Computer by Radiohead, and then these three records from the artist formerly known as, like the old Kanye, College Dropout, Late Registration, Mother Bleepin', Life of Pablo, and for many, My Dark Twisted Fantasy. But that the old Kanye. I'm trying to separate.
Yeah. I mean, you're going back far. I thought.
I know, but like more recently,
like.
I mean, no skips. Recently?
Yeah, that's tough to do. It's tough to do in this era. I think streaming changed the way that we consume music, and you're getting 22 songs on an album. Like, can you put 22 perfect songs together? I don't know. I know there's some really good like R&B albums that came out. So yeah, I would probably have to go that way. I don't know what was Drake's. Drake had a couple.
His last few were Scorpions, For All the Dogs. The record with 21 Savage, Her Loss.
I think instead of saying no skips, what album can you just play start to finish? Like instead of saying like, because skip is insinuating like, you know what I'm saying, it's a bad song on there. I'm saying like, how many albums can you just press play on and let it run? And maybe you don't love every song, but you're not like going to skip the song.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Well, then it's probably from
like
that
a cohesive project.
So Dr. Dre's 2001.
Come on, bro. You going back 30 years. I'm talking about like
No, bro, that was
why
25
you
years.
going so
That's
far
25
back?
years.
Oh, 25, 30. It's the same thing, Cap.
Okay,
Come
okay,
on.
hold on,
Fred's
hold on.
right on this one.
Okay. So Watch the Throne. I could run that. Life of Pablo, I could run top to bottom pretty much. Those aren't that old. Watch the Throne was like 2011.
Something in the last 5 years.
Last 5 years. Oh boy, yeah.
See?
Probably something from JID or like Earth Gang. Like what? No, Earth Gang is with J Cole. Ooh, yeah, I don't. Ooh, that's okay. So hold on.
It's tough.
Let me.
You
Okay,
got
it is
caught
tough.
on your own question.
No, it is tough. Okay, hold on. Let me stay on the music tip. Let me say because I know you have a podcast called Unguarded, and you might be the only person to get this human on your podcast because of your relationship, which is with Drake. As someone who had brothers that you bled with, and you came out the mud with, and you tried to win a championship with on the Toronto Raptors. And then you have this, then you have a new friendship with Drake, and you guys are I'm assuming you guys are very tight. How did you experience the last, call it 15 months ago, when there was a civil war in hip hop, and you're friends with one artist, and you probably deeply respect the other artist, and you have friends who are brothers who are friends with that other artist, like you in Houston, watching from afar? How did you experience that, the Kendrick versus Drake beef?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with Drake. I'm not like that's not like a controversial thing to take. I have an actual relationship with him. I respect Kendrick and I like his music. I think he's dope. I think he's one of the best artists of our generation. But yeah, I mean, I was pretty much rolling with Drake. I listen to way more Drake than I do Kendrick. And then obviously the weird part was the DeMar thing. But I
That's what
was
I mean,
raised
yeah.
to mind my business and stay out the way and let everybody figure it out. You know what I mean? We definitely had conversations, and I was a part of the commentary just like everybody else was behind closed doors. But at the same time, I know how to mind my business. They ain't have nothing to do with me.
Okay, hold on. When you said we had conversations, you had conversations with DeMar, or you had conversations with Drake?
No, DeMar. Yeah, me and DeMar are like actually really, really, really close, like brotherhood. You know what I mean? Big bro, mentor. Like he's calling to check on me. I'm calling to check on him. Like I know his family, my family, that type of thing. Drake is a great. I would consider him a great friend and somebody that obviously I met later on in life. But I wouldn't say that we're like calling each other every day to check on each other close. But when I see him, it's always love. He's been nothing but kind to me and my family, and he's just a good dude. From all of my experiences with him, I have nothing bad to say about him, and he's been my favorite artist. Since he came out. When he first dropped Comeback Season, I mean, I think I was in 8th or 9th grade, and he's been my
Nice.
favorite artist since then. So like, yeah, there's nothing for me to say, but yes, when everything went down and I was able to have a conversation with DeMar, then it's like, okay, cool. You check on him, see how he's doing, and then all right, move on. It really is not that deep. The internet makes everything crazy, and people try to respond to that. So I know how to stay out the way, man. That ain't have nothing to do with me.
Gotcha.
Well, you talked, about we're talking about music and all that other stuff. And I apologize, Fred, that I'm not a complete psychopath that knows everything about you. I don't stalk you. So I don't know if you've already been out there on someone's track, but the guys make fun of me for my music collection. But I wanted to bring up this soundtrack called B-Ball's Best Secret. Did you know that head coach Jason Kidd has a song featuring Money B called What the Kid Did?
What the kid did? No, I did not know that.
Phenomenal.
You just put me on. Lindsay, you might be like the new version of Narwhal with that type of reference right
What a
there.
reference.
That's crazy. I'm
Excellent.
gonna have to look that up. That was crazy. You dug in the crate for that. Did you just like carry around crates or something? I gotta check that out though, man. It's funny like to see how things live on, like Allen Iverson and Kobe and like those guys back then. It was, and now we look at guys rapping. It's like, oh, what are they doing? But that it goes hand in hand, man. It's the same culture. It's the same lifestyle. I love music. I'll rap, till I'm an old man, but I will never put it out.
Oh, that's what I was trying to get to. Also, I take that
Yeah,
Nardwar
nah.
thing as such a compliment. I am a music nerd, so I have tons of vinyl and random things like this is the World
So
Series
that's hard.
1987 Lakers, where Pat Riley
Wow.
and them saying, just say no to drugs. We'll leave it
That's
at
hard.
that. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Ugh. But when you brought up like how you'll get asked like the same stale things in an interview, and when you weren't participating in the media day this year, which I can't even imagine the chaos that you guys have to go through. And you posted how you're like, hey, at least I don't have to do the interviews. When you were with the Raptors, you had to do like this ASMR thing and you were crawling around in a tent. Do you remember this? And like, you had to like
Canadian
force.
Tire. Canadian
He
Tire.
remembers.
One of my many regrets in life.
Oh, wow.
But a very teachable moment, and a young Freddie V just grinding and hustling and taking advantage of the marketplace and signing up for a contract and not asking to see the production or the script or the direction or the scope, and getting to the shoot and getting told that this is an ASMR shoot, to which at that point I didn't even know what that meant. I had to look it up. So they showed me a video on YouTube, right? And you guys saw like the best version of that. There were other clips and lines and things that they wanted me to say that like probably could have went on OnlyFans. It was so bad. So it was like that was the best I could do with that. But it was a great check, and the people there were great to work with. I couldn't say anything bad about it, but yeah, like I would never do that again. It was a great learning moment.
I always wondered about this, but I couldn't ask.
But they had
him,
me like whispering into the mic, like saying like borderline sexual stuff. It was crazy.
wait, what?
It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, that tested my professionalism that day for sure. So some of that stuff, I was like, nah, I can't do it. Like I just can't. I can't do it. But
Oh, we
it was a
didn't
hell of
guess.
a deal. It was a great deal. It was a lot of money for that.
Good. Yeah, release the outtakes, Canadian Tire or whoever
No,
has them.
please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
They're on OF right now. We just have no idea that they're out there.
Yeah.
You know,
It could be.
someone's just paying $10 a month for like little drips of Freddie's ASMR saying whatever
Yeah,
random lines.
That was crazy.
About
That was crazy.
I don't even want to guess. But that kind of brings me to the whole media thing, because you were so missed in Toronto for a number of reasons, because you would put up with our shit all of the time. You would answer anything and give us more than one worded answers. I vividly remember every post game, you'd come in probably with like a towel on your head, you'd grab the mic and you would just sit back and be like, all right, Doug, what do you got for us? But I will let you know two things. One of the most nervous I've ever been in my life, because I'm terrible with children, I don't know what to ask them, is you brought in your adorable eldest daughter and she was staring at me the entire time, and I panicked and asked her a question. I'm like, please answer this nicely. Please answer this nicely. But Serge Ibaka, being his teammate, I, in my 10 years of covering the NBA, have never had to wait longer for anybody in my life. Have you had a teammate that takes longer since then than Serge?
No, he's the worst. He's the worst, and he knows that. And it's every team that he's going on. What I would say in support of Serge is he has an incredible routine. So that's like I learned a lot on like taking care of your body, taking care of yourself. But his post game routine is crazy. Yeah, he's the worst. There's not even really like a close second.
So I'm curious how you're going to be political about answering this one, Fred. If the 2019 championship winning Raptors were to play a fully healthy, including you, 2025 Houston Rockets, who would win? That's tough.
Well, I can't answer that because I haven't seen us fully healthy yet this year. But the 2019 Toronto Raptors is an all-time great team and the best basketball I've ever seen with my own two eyes. Just high-level execution, great players, great chemistry, perfect fit, great coaching. Like we just had it all. That was an all-time great team. So I haven't seen our team yet with me out there. Like I didn't even get a chance. You know, this was preseason. This wasn't even like I didn't have a chance to see what our starting lineup looked like. Like there's so many variables that go into it. but I do think we have a championship contending team right now. So I will say that. But the 19 team was like, I'm taking us against pretty much anybody.
So we heard your clip on Hello and Welcome about Kawhi and how he was never really had his eye set on Stan. And I'm kind of curious, like locker room dynamics, because if you know that as a group and you still come together, that makes it even like more impressive to me in a way, because I've seen in other situations where something like that could fracture a team, where it's like, if you ain't with us, you're against us.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I just talked to Kyle this morning because like, you guys know how they clip everything. Like I wasn't trying to say he came his
Yeah.
first day to me and was like, Fred, I'm not staying. Like me and Kawhi may have had like all the 5 conversations in our lives. Like, but like I appreciated him. He came and he did what he did and did what he needed to do. But yeah, like we were the perfect team for him. He was the perfect piece for us. Sometimes these things just flow together. We did everything that he didn't do and what we didn't need him to do, and vice versa. So it was just a perfect fit in terms of like winning a championship. Now that didn't mean every day was like we were best friends and everybody was laughing and joking and hanging out. Like that team was pretty serious. So guys were older, bunch of veterans, like people kind of did their own thing. But when it came together, boy, it was a beautiful thing to watch.
Freddie, I got a couple of basketball questions for you. One basketball, then one basketball conspiracy. But I'll ask you the basketball question first, since we're on that thread. How do you characterize being in the zone or in flow state when you're cooking against OKC? You dropped 38 literally 1 year ago, December 1st, 2024, or you drop 39 against the Brooklyn Nets with KD and Kyrie, December, what was the date? December 16, 2022. How do you characterize when you're feeling like, however you're feeling? Actually, you let us know. What is that like?
Yeah. No, it's just unconscious. Like that's the perfect word for it. It's like unconscious. Like whatever you think it happens, whatever you go with, it works. You sometimes, especially me, like get some contact, throw some shit up, it goes in. The rim just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And it's like everything that you practice and that you work on, it just unfolds perfectly in the game. And like there's games where it's the opposite, where nothing you do works and it's a terrible night. So you know when you got it going and when it's flowing, and it just for me it just snowballs and it like kind of balloons. Like when I get hot, I get hotter and hotter and hotter, and yeah, I kind of can put everything together. So I think unconscious would be the best word, because there's not much thought, doubt, or anything that goes into it. It's just like you're just flowing, and everything that you work on countless hours in the gym, it comes together perfectly.
I know there's some conspiracy theories out there that you can't dunk, but I've seen video proof that you can, Fred. So I want to know, in the last 5 years, have you even thought of a moment when you had like that breakaway that you're like, maybe I'll dunk it? A little bit, little
No,
thought.
not in game. Not in game. I play too many minutes. My body is too sore, and I go through too much to even think about. I'll be happy when I can touch the backboard some days, but in the summertime when I'm feeling good and the weather's good and the sun is shining and it's a full moon and I can get up there and dunk every once a year or once every 2 years. I'm happy with that. But in game, no, I don't even think about it. I'll take my 2 points and keep moving.
Just a couple more questions because we know we have to go, and everyone make sure to go listen to his new episode of Unguarded with Kevin Durant. I know you're buddies with Draymond Green. You were on his show, but as a president, have you had a conversation about him to stop kicking people in the family jewels?
No, I haven't. I think that again, somebody like Draymond's like, and me playing with Dylan gave me a new perspective on the habitual line steppers that walk that
Yes.
fine line
Yes.
every day. You
He's got
grow
that
to
Canadian grit.
appreciate it. Yeah, you grow to appreciate it, and like I don't know, you got to take the good with the bad, man. If I'm the Warriors, this guy's contributed to 4 championships and billions of dollars. So yeah, if he kicks somebody in the nuts on accident every once in a while, like it's just par for the course. But me and Draymond actually have had some really good conversations about everything under the sun. and I think I understand him a little bit. I definitely respect him and his journey and where he's come from to turn himself into the player and have the career that he's had. I always have a ton of respect for him. But yeah, it get a little crazy out there sometimes. But it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are out there a little bit.
I bet you didn't think you'd talk about somebody kicking somebody in the nuts today. What a quote from Freddie.
Yeah, I didn't have that on my bingo card, but anything's possible with a show that got Cabbie on it. So I did know that. And he's the most tame one today, which is
That's
even
true.
more
That is
surprising.
true. It's because we're not in person, bro. We're not in person.
And then the last thing I'll bug you about is, do you pick your Instagram captions?
Yes, for the most part. For the most part. Just maybe in the last 2 years, again, like Cab said, shout out to Tristan, who's been unbelievable for us. I was able to steal him from the Raptors, and he's just been a great addition to our team and things that we try to do in the content space and creatively. So, yes, most of the time I'll put the caption together. Sometimes he'll write a few, but especially on my Instagram, I think I probably do most of those. I do most of those.
In sync, no Justin. That's the most recent one.
Yeah, that was a bar. Yeah, that was a bar. That was a bar. I didn't have a ghostwriter for that one. That was me. That was a bar.
Steady Freddie Frederico, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on the new pod, but hopefully we'll see you on the court really soon. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Freddie.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Freddie.
Appreciate you. Thank you.